What's going on, y'all? So let's just go ahead and get to it. So I've been seeing a lot of uproar online about Charlie Kirk, and this basically people accusing him of being a racist and people defending him on not being a racist. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to lay out this case, and let's break this down and really analyze this situation. Because we always get into these situations, and I've said it numerous times, that we get into these situations where black people they like to play victim, and they like to create a lot of scenarios that don't need to be. They don't need to be. But what we're gonna do, now, in case you're new here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at his comments. We're going to break them down, and we're going to answer the question, is he racist? Number one. And number two, we're going to answer the question, is he right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it.
And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off, and I feel better now.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't
that's
have done
not
that
who I
before.
am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created. This is the reality the left has created.
So those are the comments. We heard what he said, right? When I see a black pilot, I think, oh boy, I hope he's qualified. Okay? I've said it on this platform before, and I will continue to say it. I am against diversity, equity, and inclusion and all that nonsense. I'm against it. I do not believe that black people should go around parading and be proud of the fact that they are where they are simply because of their skin color, right? So that should let you know my thought process already aligns with this guy, because at the end of the day, I don't agree with it. I think that that's shameful. I think it's embarrassing. I think that if you know for a fact that the only reason that you got your job is because you were the black person, then I think that you better be very appreciative, and you better do the best you can to keep your job, and you better show your behind. That's just how I feel. Do whatever you want. But let's just really think about that, right? So, like I said, from the get-go, I'm against diversity and equity and inclusion and all that stuff. I'm against it. I do not think that it's beneficial to the black community. I believe that if we're going, what's beneficial for black community and the black society is what's beneficial for society as a whole, which is a merit-based system, meaning that you get where you earn. You get where you earn. Or if you get into these positions, you're not just there because of your skin color. You're there because you at least qualify for the job. Okay? Okay, so I've already laid out my position. Now, let's first tackle the question, is this guy racist or not? Is he racist? Okay? I don't think he's racist. I think that only an ignorant person would think that he's racist. And the reason why is because what did he say that was wrong? What did he say that was wrong? Let's listen, because see, People are too quick to put that title of racist on people, when in reality, sometimes it's a little deeper. And if you just look a little deeper, you know.
Over the last 24 hours, a lot of things have been going viral, including a clip that I was in from last week where I said that we should prioritize excellence, not diversity, when it comes to air travel. That DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, should mean nothing when it comes to safe trips at 35,000 feet. It has now been viewed 7 million times.
Now, again, just based off of what he said there, because that's all we can judge him by is based off of what he's saying. You don't know what's going on in his mind. We can only judge him based off of what he does and what he says. Think about it. If you're in a plane, thousands and thousands and thousands of feet in the air, your life depends on it. Do you want the pilot there only because it was a black woman or because it was a woman of color, a person of color? Or do you want the best pilot there? Do you want the person that's going to get you there safe? Or do you want the person, look, I can end the video right there. Do you want the person that is most qualified to do what to keep you safe? Or do you just want a person of color to try to keep you safe? It's nonsense.
And I can go even deeper in that, and I will, as the time presents. But I want to get to our guest in just a second here, because what DEI does, especially when you talk about the United Airline hiring quota, is that you are forcing criteria that is irrelevant. United Airlines is bragging that 50% of their new pilots will be black. Now, there are a lot of questions that arise from this. This means that if you have a qualified and extraordinarily black or women or female, if you have an extraordinarily qualified white pilot and a not so qualified or someone didn't do as well in their test black pilot or female pilot, who do you choose, United Airlines? If Harvard...
I think that's a very valid question. Just asked it.
University is any example. It shows that in order to reach abstract diversity, equity, inclusion, affirmative action goals, you end up having to lower the standard to reach that goal. This is United Airlines that triggered this entire conversation. Play cut 116.
Military. How is diversity and diversity targets working into the Aviate Academy?
We have committed that 50% of the class of the classes will be women or people of color. Today, only 19% of our pilots at United Airlines.
Listen to what he said. He said he's committed to 50% of the class. 50%. Is that going to be based off of their merits? What is the criteria besides being a woman? Besides being a person of color?
Or women or people of color. And by the way, from all the data I've seen, that's the highest of any airline in the country.
White males don't just dominate in the cockpits, also in the C-suite at United Airlines.
Well, look, at United, I'm proud of the diversity that we...
In 2020 and 2024, that's a flex, right?
actually have in our C-suite. I think if you look around corporate America, one of the things we do is for every job when we do an interview, we require women and people of color to be involved in the interview process.
As if it's just the standard thing, that we are now going to actively discriminate based on race or sex.
You see what he just said right there? And I could, like I said, I could just end the video right there. It's reverse discrimination. It really is. It really is. Let's just be honest. It's reverse discrimination. But let's not even trip off of that. Let's not even trip off of that. At the end of the day, what we're dealing with here, we're dealing with a simple case of somebody that was just making sense. I'm not for equity. I'm not for equity. I believe in equality. I think equality is fair. Equity is not fair. How is equity not fair? Well, it's not fair to be black. Stop with the victim Olympics. Stop. Stop. Seriously, enough. I get it. Black people got it hard. But so did Mexicans, so did Hispanics, and guess what? They're doing better than us now. Enough is enough. When are y'all gonna get tired of being losers? When are y'all gonna get tired of getting laughed at? That's why I say black culture is trash. That's why. It's frustrating. Then you say something like that and everybody want to get all defensive and want to get all up in arms about it. Want to get mad. Because a black person is saying that I don't think that black people should get jobs based off of the fact that they black. No. If you don't qualify for it, maybe you shouldn't get the job. Damn, especially not a pilot. Like, come on, let's just be for real. Let's be real for real now. Let's be for real. You don't want somebody just sit there doing jobs, and you don't want a country run by people who are only in their position because of what they're doing. We've seen how that worked out with the press secretaries, Biden administration. It's the problem that we see with the left all the time. But they got no answers. No answers. No, I don't think Charlie Kirk is racist. In fact, I think he's right. He's absolutely right. I agree with him 100%. How long are we going to sit here and keep playing victim? It's tired. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. But guess what? I'll keep calling it out. I'll keep calling it out because it's trash. On that note, I'm JayyRedd, Unfiltered. Like and subscribe to the platform. Join the channel. Get early access to videos, and you get a say-so in what the upcoming content. Also, just want to say I appreciate all of y'all for watching, and thank you. Salute.